the lock changes, to do the repairs, to do the winterizations, the evictions, right? So literally, you're going out doing work on behalf of the bank. So you do the work, you get paid. Doesn't matter if the house ever sells. And one thing I can tell you, I started doing it in 2010. I stopped doing it around 2020. And I've been teaching the class since 2020. It doesn't make sense for me to compete with my students. So, but I've been doing it since 2010, been in the game since 2010. Now I'm just teaching it. But one thing I can tell you, foreclosures have always been around. They're going to always be around because why? People get divorced, people pass away, people lose jobs. It's just, people sometimes just walk away and start all over and don't care about whether a house sells or not. So foreclosures have always been around. They're going to keep being around. Property preservation, it's a multi-billion dollar industry. And I ain't gonna lie, when I used to go to the conferences and speak on the panels and all of that, most of the people there that I saw were your white males. You can tell the granddad, the grandson, and the daddy. It's all right there. And they're there at these conferences, and not a lot of us, and definitely not a lot of Black females, right? So I have been enjoying just really, really, really teaching people how to get in the game, because literally, property preservation is what allowed me to resign from teaching. So whenever I started my property preservation business, I was able to turn into $1 million company from zero. I was a teacher. I was teaching. So I literally went in and put the work in, put the studying in, went to Google, and I was literally able to build $1 million business in just a couple of years, and then a multi-million-dollar business in 3 by way of property preservation. So I was able to resign from teaching. My degree is in English education. So I taught middle school for 3.5 years. A lot of y'all know that. And I still love teaching. Like, that's still a part of my, I love teaching. Sometimes when I'm talking to y'all, it naturally comes out of me. But I love teaching. And honestly, when you look at, you have people who go to school like me, went to school for years, spent all this money, in college and all of that. And you're hoping you'll get a job that hopefully gives you a return on your investment. You know what I mean? Property preservation, I have students who take my class week 4, week 5, they're already getting jobs. They're already getting contracts. They're already lining checks up. So I posted some of the checks on my story from some of my students today, some of the testimonials from some of my students. I posted on my story today. Go take a look. If you want to get in, it's normally $3,000. Right now it's $1,500. But I'm only letting 30 people in. So whenever it's up, it's up. You can put those on my bed, right? No. Oh, okay. Oh, you just want to stand there and listen? I'm just kind of mocking you. Oh, you mocking me? Okay, moving your hands. Girl, you got to go on. So anyway, it's normally $3K, it's $1,500. So if you want to get in, When the spots are gone, they're gone. I think I've got 15 spots left now. So if you want to get in there, I just got back from open house. People could have bought while I was there. But before I went to open house, I had 15 spots left. So if you want to get in. We started in 3 weeks. I've been teaching this class since 2020. So I've put over 800 people in the game nationwide. I've had students from New York, Florida, LA, Arkansas, everywhere really, Chicago, the Carolinas, Georgia. I've had students from everywhere. And yes, I teach the class myself. Okay. I teach the class myself, so I'm going to be the person on there teaching you on Monday nights by way of Zoom. And then you also get my cell number because we have weekly one-on-ones. So the weekly one-on-ones, one of our ladies I pay for most of the mail said she took your course a couple years ago and made over 200K. So that's what I'm saying. There are people out here killing it who've taken my course. I'm giving you everything you need. I'm giving you forms that I use, forms that I created while I was in the game. When it came to managing my workers going out working for me, I'm literally giving you a step-by-step process. And what I do, I like it being 5 weeks because it allows me to teach you at a slow pace where it doesn't feel super overwhelming. Because when I got in the game, I knew nothing about property preservation, had never heard about it. Like I said, I was in the classroom, middle school classroom teaching. So when I got in, knew nothing about it. And so I know the importance of everything being at a pace for you to understand, because you're probably new too. You don't need any licenses. You don't need any previous experience. You don't need any certifications. My first work order I received in 2010 was literally for a winterization. So I never heard of a winterization ever a day in my life. I went online, looked it up in terms of what you're supposed to do. I went and did that winterization, and apparently I did it pretty well because guess what? That company kept sending me work. So before I knew it, I was covering 7 states at one time in the field of property preservation. 7 states. I had expanded my company and built my business to where I was covering 7 states at a time. And you can do it. Like I tell people, strategic growth, start out at home, start out in an area close to you. And then once you get that unlocked, you expand out and you expand out and you expand out. You're probably chit-chat. You're probably talking about the young lady. She actually came, like you said, she came to Mimosas with Melody and she brought me a gift. That's probably who you're talking about. And she was like, Melody, thank you so much for teaching me property preservation because like it has been a life changer for me. And she brought me a gift. That's probably who you're speaking on. But yeah, I was covering 7 states, had contractors in all those states working for me, making money on every job, every day, making money, period. Okay. So again, if you want to get in at half the cost, get in while seats are available. The link is in my story. The link is in my bio, but I would love for y'all to go to my story first, just so you can look at some of the testimonials yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hear from some of the students yourself. Look at some of the checks that people sent me or posted and I reshared it so you can see for yourself. Getting your investment back is like that, if I can be honest. If you get in and do what I tell you to do in this class, it's not going to be like paying for a 4-year degree, hoping you'll get a job. So make sure, Mariah, what's that shirt you came up with yesterday? I told you I'm going to get it made for you. What was that phrase you said?
It said, I'm coming from that standing on business bloodline.
You said what?
I come from that standing on business bloodline.
It was something like that. She said something about, she said, I come from that standing on business bloodline. I said, ooh. And she was like, that was good, wasn't it? I said, girl, that was good. I said, okay. She said, oh, I'm going to get me a shirt. I said, baby, I'll get you a shirt. Don't you worry. I'll get you a shirt. So y'all, Mariah be over here thinking, baby. She said, I come from that standing on business bloodline. I said, ooh. So anyway, I'm laughing because she's sitting over here watching me on this live, y'all. Mariah does not play, okay? So yeah, if you want to get in property preservation, go ahead, sign up. When the spots are gone, they're gone. Like I said, I think already 15 of them are gone, maybe more. So where's Sugar Mama? In the shower, okay? Standing on business. I have to say this all the time. Yeah, huh?